Elendu, Ukeje, member representing Bende Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to commend the mover of this motion, and of course, without prejudice to the contributions of Honorable Aisha Duku. I'd like to say that I'd like to remind this House that it was this House of Representatives about 3 years ago that said that we needed to declare a state of emergency on the educational sector of our country. Mr. Speaker, she speaks specifically to the FCT. But Mr. Speaker, my concern is that the issues are not peculiar to the FCT alone. Mr. Speaker, for any democracy, first and foremost, to thrive, they say that you must have an educated followership, because an educated followership as well as an educated leadership will create a thriving democracy. So this death of our educational sector is at the base of everything that we see today, that the expectations of the people are not in conformity with the realities of the day because they just don't understand, or they're not educated enough to recognize what government and governance is. Mr. Speaker, so there are conversations every day about the educational sector, be it with the infrastructure or it is the curriculum. Mr. Speaker, there's just so much talk about the educational curriculum as it is today. The other day I was privileged to watch a television program, and it was stated that the United Nations draws up the agenda, the curriculum for African countries, and we're expected to adopt them hook, line, and sinker. The conversation about sex education and understanding and bearing down or closing the gap between homosexuality and so on and so forth is also part of the United Nations thought process for opening the minds of our children in such a way that they become international citizens. And so, Mr. Speaker, the truth of the matter is that the people, aside from the infrastructure, the people who are helping us draw the curriculum are so far removed from the implementers of this curriculum, and even the teachers who are supposed to be the drivers of this curriculum are neither trained nor retrained, nor do they understand or recognize the present day realities. United Nations as well as ECOWAS have also said that there are certain percentage, that a certain percentage of money must be voted to education in the national budget of every developing country. Of course, Nigeria does not even come anywhere close to 24% of the budget. Nigeria does not even come anywhere close to the 24% that is supposed to be earmarked for education. And so, Mr. Speaker, sir, the issues are more hydra-headed than we even can talk about. The issues go way beyond infrastructure, tables and chairs in the Federal Capital Territory, to creating an educated base for our children to recognize the reason for the country, to recognize the reason for integration, to recognize the reason for a future. Mr. Speaker, sir, I believe, and I want to bring back again what it was that was declared 3 years ago, that this House of Representatives should declare a state of emergency on the educational sector of this country in such a way that we start to educate our children from when they're young. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, he says that to build a strong nation, you must educate your children. And so, Mr. Speaker, if we as a people are committed to building a strong nation, then we must also have that same commitment to educating our young. Thank you very much.
Honorable Gaza.